Okay, so down here again, I did just realize, so going back to a video before, I don't know what it was, but I was doing a video and it was like, oh, storage, iPad storage, is acting up, like it's showing the other glitch. And usually what that means is that, there's something wrong with it, if it's that significant. And I think I deleted some old messages, I had them on forever. So, like, I had them, keep all the messages forever and ever, from 50 years ago. So I deleted that because there's no actually that now I remember, this is on the iPad, and hell, I may have already enabled it already, but I only have 3 contacts on here, and on my phone is where I have all the other contacts, like everyone's contacts. Um, so I don't know, but I'm at 120 out of 128, so I don't think this could take 8 GB. I deleted and reinstalled YouTube. I've heard because I saw that I had so much storage on YouTube. I have nothing downloaded on YouTube because you need YouTube Premium because YouTube is worse than Apple with their overcharging. Not overcharging. Well, actually, if anything, it's way worse than Amazon, and I just stuttered like hell. So now I'm going to do reading recommendations, and hopefully tomorrow, the library hall. But I have 19 books, 19, and I already have 24, and you're not allowed more than 40 on your account. And the problem is that because of COVID, the books I'll return tomorrow if I go tomorrow. I think either way I'm going to go tomorrow because there are books I want from the actual library, so I may just do that. Worst case, and then I'll go again on Saturday. Well, it would be Saturday at this point. But because of COVID, they gotta put the books that you return, they gotta put them in quarantine. So speaking of books and one movie, let's get right on it. And I'm down here because I can talk normally now. Something like that. And also, I didn't want to do one video because the 19 books I feel like it'd be a little bit too long. I don't know. First is the movie, the X-Men Origins Wolverine. Finally watched this. I kept putting it off, and I never really felt like watching this. And so after years, that was a good, isn't it a really good segue? But after years and years of this movie getting ridiculed and people hating on it and saying it's the worst X-Men movie ever, and when X-Men Days of Future Past rolled around and this movie was deleted from the X-Men timeline, they were so happy. It was the best present ever could have gotten. After all of that shit, what I think of the movie, it was alright. I honestly think that I mean I keep doing like I keep stuttering. Because I have I have like so many thoughts in my head of what I'm gonna say, and they're all like intertwining with each other, so they get like mixed up, and like it's like when you tangle 2 chords together. That's my brain length, I guess you call it. They call it wavelength. They call it something, and I'll know exactly what it's called after I upload this video. And I'm like, that's the word. I feel it feels like a really awkward position. I don't know why. Maybe we did it on the. They had it over here before. I don't know. That's better. I think. Yeah, it's better. Like that. Yeah, I thought that this movie was okay. There was a lot of things that. So yeah, sorry. Going back to my point. I think, and this is true for a lot of. I feel like this is true for a lot of older movies. The more you hear about a movie, and the more you hear about what exactly they did wrong and the huge atrocities that they committed, the more you hear about it, the less you care when you actually do end up seeing the movie yourself. Another good example of this is Rise of Skywalker. That's another movie I didn't like, but I didn't hate as much as other people hate it. But I hate Last Jedi nearly as much, well, not nearly as much, just as much, if not more, as most other people hate Last Jedi. And for the same reasons. And the reason why I feel I hate Last Jedi more than Rise of Skywalker is while both movies made atrocious decisions and huge atrocities that forever didn't ruin, but, for the sake of this, explanation, whatever the fuck, I'm gonna say ruined Star Wars for everyone and all that. I didn't know any of the details from Last Jedi that happened in Last Jedi. I knew nothing. No spoilers, maybe a couple of them, but nothing. So when I went into it, I was like, oh my god, Force Awakens, which I still like, by the way. I feel like I need to watch it again, but I still like that movie. But after watching Force Awakens and being like, oh my god, that was so good, and having recently seen, because I saw Force Awakens as my first Star Wars movie. Backwards ass way of doing that, yeah, I know, but I knew everything that happened in the movies anyway, so I wasn't lost. But after watching New Hope and like all those movies, still not seen Episode 6. I'm a little skeptical to see that, and I'm further putting myself in the hole of alienating myself from Star Wars fans. I gotta get on those Star Wars movies. A lot of other movies too. But anyways, after all of that, I was like, yeah, I'm so pumped. Last Jedi, let's go. I mean, a little less pumped because I heard it was bad. But I thought it was just people, like, trolling. Like, because I knew that, I think by this point, there were people that hated Force Awakens. And I knew it was a hugely divisive film. So I think part of that was me just being like, yeah, just those fans. I'm not going to listen to them. I should have. And I think because of how disappointed I was, and I still hate that movie, I still remember how disappointed I was. I don't think I was at first, because I actually kind of liked it at first. And I don't know why I put it on my top 10 list of the year on Movie Madness. I think the more I think about it, I haven't gone back to it. I think I just want to talk about it. Maybe I just didn't know what I was doing. I don't know. But I didn't put, like, other movies on the list. It was stupid. That list I forever regret. Mainly because I hadn't seen enough 2017 movies. I think that was it, too. I think I'd only seen, like, 11 or 10. 10 or 11. But yeah, it was like, and it was also a movie, the more I think about it, I hate it even more. But I've gotten to the point where I just don't care anymore about that movie. But anyways, so for Rise of Skywalker, that was different because I knew all the spoilers. I knew everything that bad that happened, and I knew all the. I'm not gonna spoil anything from that movie, just in case you haven't seen it, which I don't recommend you do. So maybe I should spoil it, but I will be spoiling this movie though. That's 10 years, actually more than 10 years old. It's 13 years. No. Yeah, 13 years old now. I feel so old. I hate when people say that. Like, when they think of a movie back to 2004, and they're like, I feel so old. It's like, no, you don't. You feel this feeling of like, oh my god, that's a long time ago. And it's an overwhelming feeling, which it's not, I feel old. You feel old when when your bones don't work anymore. Trust me, I think my father knows a few things about being old. And subsequently my grandmother too. Which is his mother. But anyways, I'm going off on so many tangents. I'm only on the first movie. So yeah, I think that was part of why I didn't think this movie was atrocious and the worst X-Men movie. Dark Phoenix is still the worst for me. Just how boring that one was. This one was just kind of forgettable. I don't remember, like, I watched this movie, I think, not even 2 hours ago. And, well, let's see. It's 10:25. Yeah, like 2 hours ago. And actually 3 hours, when we technical about it. For me, really, really technical. Anyways, so after all that time, like, all that time, how did I say that? After that little bit of time, like 2 to 3 hours, I don't remember a whole lot happened in it already. The biggest thing that people hated was there was a disservice of Deadpool. And yeah, I don't like that either, but, I mean, would you rather have the F word to be bleeped? Would you rather have them say fudge instead of fuck? I mean, Deadpool can be done right, because the comics do them right, and they have to still censor the stronger words like fucking shit. Actually, there's the use of a goddamn in a book I actually have right now. I have here, and it was T+, and I was like, wow, they can say that word in T+? Which really was really weird to me. They can say stronger words like that, because goddamn, you can't say on cable TV, I don't think. American Dad had it uncensored, and that was their biggest one of their biggest selling points. And they moved to TBS. It's like, we can say shit and goddamn now. And it was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I like it. I like when there's other places that are letting, like, on TV, cable TV, they're letting more and more words fly uncensored. Anyways, so this one I thought was okay. Okay at best, forgettable at worst. I'm glad I got at the library. I'm glad I saw it too. You know, I've kind of, and it's more the completist in me because I still have not seen the Wolverine one, not Logan, but the Wolverine, not X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's the second solo Wolverine one. And the thing about that is the reason why it's taken me so long to see it finally is because there's an unrated cut, which I've heard is the only way you should see that movie because it's the best version of the movie, and I want to see the best version of the movie. You know, get my money's worth. But it's on the 3D Blu-ray, and the 3D Blu-ray is at a ridiculous price. I think it's like $70 or something. It's stupid because Amazon is overpricing their shit all the time. I'm sure like if I looked hard enough, I could find it for like $10, $20 at the most. But yeah, that one it's hard to find. It's not hard to find. It's just hard to find at a good price, I guess, on Amazon. I could probably get on eBay for a good price too. But yeah, all in all, I found this to be I keep saying the same shit. But I did like about this movie was that there was a scene, and I've seen it in a clip. I probably shouldn't have. But the scene with him at this Wolverine at this farm with this old married couple, and it was like one of those kind of I wouldn't say a character moment, but it was like, you know, it was besides the scene with the CGI claws, it was terrible CGI. It was a pretty good scene. I did like it. Like it was a slower scene that wasn't too slow. You know, when we were like, oh my god, just get on with the point. You know, you felt for the characters and. Not like felt for the characters anyways, at all really, just for Wolverine, but like, I don't know, it was one of those scenes I felt like they put effort into. Everything else was just forgettable. I don't remember I don't even know if they ever gave us the love interest's name. I don't remember anything about her, other than that stupid story she tells them, which I thought wouldn't be as stupid, but it was. That's probably the thing I hated the most about the movie, besides the disservice Deadpool, was that stupid story. And which goes to show just how forgiving I was for that movie, with how forgiving I was for this movie was that was the only thing I absolutely hated. It was also kind of slow, also kind of boring. I knew a lot of what happened in it, and I was thinking halfway through this movie I kind of thought to myself, can you do that? Yeah, look like that ET thing. I don't know why I'm just doing that. Just did that. Like halfway through the movie, I was like, why was the point of me watching this if I know everything that happens in it? Because it's an origin story, hence the title, X-Men Origins, coming or not, but hence the title. Hence title, X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's his origin story. I don't know. But it was the completest in me that wanted to finally see it. And it's one of those movies that, like, they say it's bad, they say you shouldn't see it, and the reverse psychologist, I guess, in you says, I don't know, what do they call that? Like, when they like, I love stuttering, apparently, because I do it all the fucking time. But, like, when the psychology, whatever the fuck you call it, that, like, when someone tells you not to do something, you instinctively want to do it. I don't know. But let's get on to the comics. This one I didn't even finish. I read 2 of them. The first issue was really good. And the reason why I liked it was because it was done by a different writer. This is technically an anthology series, but it's a bunch of Superman. It's a Superman Emperor Joker. The first story I really liked. It flowed a lot better than the second one. The second one, different writer didn't really like it. I'm not gonna wait until it's only 2 of them. I'll make this a second shot because there's only 2 of those issues of each story, and then you get Emperor Joker. So I might give this a chance. Speaking of Superman Rebirth. Now, there was 3 stories in this one, all written by the same person, because there were, like, 3, like, short, which I gotta commend them for doing that. It's 3 different storylines. The first one was okay, the second one I really liked, which was good, because there's a, mini-series of it, and the third one I thought was alright. The second one was Super Sons, of Damian and Jonathan Kent working together. And also on this cover, I gotta say, every time I look at this cover, I always think that Superman is about to kiss Batman. The face that he gives is not like, it's exactly the face he's giving. like, I know he's a blue Boy Scout, and maybe that was part of the reason why it doesn't look like he's actually can get pissed or something. He can get pissed, like, I don't know, just the way they drew that, it was really weird. But the Super Sons one I liked a lot better than the other ones. And what's good is that there's a Super Sons series written by this creative team. So I'll probably just get Super Sons next. This next one, I don't know whatever, for the last two, like, what mood I was in, because I didn't like it at all. And the ones before I did like, and that's for Green Lantern Chronicles. And what really sucks is that if I had finished this in time, didn't get this, and didn't get the next one, I'd have those 19 books. Because it would have been, so if you do the math, I think I'm right. Well, actually 3, so it would have to be one more book. So maybe the other one, I don't know. So it was 1, 2, 3. No, 3. 43 books. Actually, it's 42. So I would have been able to, I feel stupid. But how was I supposed to know? But yeah, this Green Lantern one, it was just kind of silver. This is like the first appearance of Hal Jordan. This is from the Silver Age Green Lantern. The first ones I liked. Like, I knew going in that this was gonna be ridiculous, but I didn't mind that. Like, I kind of liked the ridiculous nature. I've liked the older Superman books. Well, technically a book. Older Superman issues I've been reading from the Action Comics and Celebration of 75 Years books. And I like those. Like, I like that older kind of like ridiculous, like, oh, isn't this funny how superheroes used to be? Like, they used to fight these weird villains with these weird powers, and they had weird powers. Everything was really, it was super different and cheesy and shit. But this kind of got boring after a while. I remember the second to last issue took me like 2 hours to read, and not like in one sitting either. I took a bunch of breaks. I played fucking Mario Maker on my DS. Except for I can't afford the Switch version. I watched some YouTube. It was just like, I'm done. I can't do this. I gotta take a break. And I just kind of lost track. I think I forgot I was reading my book, and I was like, oh yeah, I can get back in that book. And then I finished it, and I was done. But then I had one left, and I was like, the hell with it. I'm gonna fucking read this shit, and I did. I still recommend it, because there's 6 stories in all, and I liked the first 4, so it's more than half. So, but I would recommend you get it at your library, unless you really, really like the Silver Age Green Lantern, in which case, 1, you've either A, you stopped listening to me, or B, you already have it anyway, so, yeah. This one I really, really enjoyed. This is another one of those ones I gave a second chance to, and I'm really glad I did, because this was really damn good. It was the bright pace. Jeff Johns needs to take notes from Francis Manapul and how to rope in your audience right from the get-go. And I'm not the only one who thinks that that Flash by Jeff Johns is slow. I hope his Green Lantern isn't slow. I did read a Rebirth. The whole reason why I've gotten all those Green Lantern by Jeff Johns is because I really, really enjoyed that Rebirth issue. For only one issue I've read so far. Yeah, I get really far behind. I mean, I can't do that. I can't read it now. I'm even further behind. Yeah, this I really enjoyed. But yeah, I've heard his Flash. Jeff Johns' Flash is really slow. I don't know why Comic Pop does this. Can anyone tell me that in the comments? Why they do that whenever they hear Jeff Johns? When they say Jeff Johns. I think they explained it, but I forgot. I don't know. It's got to be an inside joke I just don't get, because I don't sit through their 3-hour long review of one book. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you like doing that, it's just I get bored easily, and I don't like to watch too much YouTube too. So there's that. Yeah, that Flash one I did. A Flash one also was one that, like, when I read it for the second time, I was like, what the hell what mood was I in to not like that series? But speaking of Jeff Johns, his Aquaman, if Green Lantern is anything like this, and I am so glad that I've already made good choices in spending my ammo. But yeah, this is just as good as the first volume. I don't know why I keep thinking this is the third one. I don't know. Yeah, this is really damn good. Great pacing, and which is funny because this is the second volume, so it's like what, issue 7 to whatever. Um, yeah, this is Geoff Johns at, I would say, at his best. But when I say at his best, I haven't read a whole lot of Geoff. I read a good amount of Geoff Johns, but I feel like when I say at his best, that's implying that this is his best book. I'm not saying that is. Even me having not read every single Geoff Johns book, and there's got to be more than just those two. I don't know. I'd say his best that I've read so far that I can think of on the top of my head is his Shazam. But this is at his best. I'm definitely, and I already did solicit volume 3. Ms. Marvel, it's alright. I don't know. There was this really lame story. The last two were really lame. One was back in the day, and it was like an allegory for, like, not an allegory. I think an allegory for Kamala Khan's relationship. And it was like back in the day, and it was just Ms. Marvel, and I don't want to open any doors when I say this, but the other guy looked like his brother, like her brother, and I mean, you can tell. I could tell some differences. It's the way they drew the characters. Really, I think this is what I'm gonna stop talking right now. Anyways, about that specifically, and it was just kind of lame. Like, what was the point of that one? And the last one, they're stuck inside this medieval World of Warcraft thing. I don't know why if they can say, and they can use terms like if you use company names like Facebook. Why can't they say World of Warcraft? They gotta have their own one called World of Battlecraft. I hate when anything has to do that. With TV shows, comics, movies, video games, anything has to use fake names. I always like when Family Guy, and then I think Simpsons too. I think really it's Family Guy when I remember. They'll make fun of that. Like they'll be like there was a joke where once I remember was when Stewie and Brian are going through their candy bag. It's a Halloween special, and they have to use like the different names like Fluffernutter or Not-a-Finger, and it's kind of fun. It's like, yeah, there we go. I said there you go. I said there you go. Yeah, it's must. So it's not just me that hates it. It's also the writers themselves. But yeah, they're just kind of lame. I'm not a huge fan of this series, and I don't know if I'll get the next one. I mean, it's like I like it and I don't like it, but I'm not liking it as much as I used to. I don't know. I do think it's overrated though. I cannot believe how high of a rating it has on Goodreads. I don't know. Maybe no one like that hates Ms. Marvel comments on it. It's got to be what it is. Is that no one that's read these Ms. Marvel books has the energy to go onto Goodreads and give it a poor review. So all the fangirls give it like a 4 out of 10 or 5 out of 10. Or, no, sorry, not out of 10. 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5. And so if it's a 4.2, so there are a lot more, probably is a lot more lower reviews than I would think. They think there would be. Next one is along with Ms. Marvel Champions, which has Ms. Marvel in it. I don't know. It's kind of Wasn't that great? I have nothing to say about that one actually. It was just kind of They introduced the fucking Ironheart, which I still think that Ironheart is one of, if not the worst legacy character that I have had to read. The other ones I haven't read. The best I would say is Jane Foster, Thor. Again, the best I have read. I've kind of stayed away from Marvel Legacy. Not Marvel Legacy. All new, all different Marvel. I think that's where fucking Ironheart makes her first appearance. And it was either that or Marvel Legacy. But Marvel Legacy and all new, all different Marvel, I've heard to stay far away from. So pretty much anything from 2014 to 2018. 4 years. 4 more years. Wow, that rang more true than I thought it would. That was just a joke. I didn't think it would make sense. More sense than I thought it would. This one, the Batman. I want to say this one. Batman Detective Comics: Rise of the Batman. I really hope James Tynion's other books aren't in the Something Is Killing Children and The Department of Truth are as slow as this book is, because if so, then I've wasted all my money. I've really got to get on Something Is Killing Children. I have 15 issues of that. I don't know why I'm getting so far behind. It was just slow. It got kind of good at the end, and it was 1-2 issues sprinkled in that I liked more than others. But all in all, it was just kind of slow. Nothing really happened. And there was stuff happening. I don't understand why people. I don't understand why people really like that series. I just thought it was okay. I don't know. I'd still recommend you pick it up though. Now this one was probably the best of the bunch, I would say, and that's Killer Be Killed Volume 2. Already have Volume 3 solicited. This is such a damn good series. It's really well paced. The characters are solid. The writing is solid. I don't think I ever was bored in this while reading this. Whenever I was forced to read this, I didn't feel like it was a chore. I could probably read. I usually read when I get to the last 2 issues. I binge read it, like not binge read, but I read it all in one day instead of reading one per day, like I usually do. I probably read this like maybe even all in one day, maybe even. It's that damn good, and it does deserve the. I hope it won the nominations for Eisner Awards. Yeah, this is so damn good, and 100 times better than that Criminal series. By the same creative team, too. That one I just kind of thought was kind of a slow burn. I think it was supposed to be a slow burn. I'm not a huge fan of slow burns. It's probably why I didn't like Detective Comics. I mean, why would you want a slow burn Batman book? Unless it's, like, focusing on the character of Batman. Because you could argue that, like, something like, Batman Hush is a slow burn because you don't know anything about Hush until, well, you know, like, about Thomas Elliot, but spoilers for that, sorry. But you don't know anything after that. I think, from what I can remember. Moon Knight from the Dead. This one I thought was pretty good. The best part about this book is that there were 2 to 3, maybe even 4 issues in this book that were like a bunch of not splash pages, but it was like, I'll show you an example. It's like this. There's no word balloons except for maybe 1 or 2, and it was like it made the book really fast paced. In fact, it took me 5 minutes to read 1 issue, where it usually takes me 20 to 25 minutes. That's insane. That's what I like. That's what I liked most about this book is how fast paced it was, and the action was pretty smooth, pretty violent. And this is the one where they used the goddamn word uncensored, which I found to be pretty funny. It's T+. It's probably the most T+ book I've seen from Marvel. I'm surprised it didn't get a parental advisory because of the violence, and again, that uncensored use of goddamn. Next one up is Doom Patrol. The series is 100 times better than this. I didn't think it was like that bad. It was just like, it's Gerard Way trying to be Grant Morrison, because he loves Grant Morrison. I swear to God, he is gay for Grant Morrison. That's how much he loves the guy. He even liked that Nameless book. You liked it Nameless? What do you like, his fucking Superman Action Comics run? From the new 52? Not just the first volume, which a lot more people seem to like. I don't. But I mean, like, the second and third volume? Do you like everything? Like, do you like everything? Are you a Grant Morrison fanboy? Like, it's like a Grant Morrison fanboy wrote this, but he has no idea what made that series good. And I shouldn't be saying that because it's been a long time since I've read his run, which is why I got the omnibus. But from what I remember, like, the Grant Morrison, it was weird, like Grant Morrison's other, like how Grant Morrison does it. It was confusing, but it made sense in that world. This is just stupid. It's kind of lame at parts. I don't know. And I'm surprised that this is young animal, and it's just in their young adult section, and they have unintended uses of fucking in the book. It's like 1 per issue, but still, it's 6 issues in this, that's 6 of them. That's an R-rated movie right there. It's 17 and up on the DC app. Nightwing Volume 3, Death of the Family. This was really damn good, too. The last issue was a bit slower than the others. I found it funny because it was called Slow Burn, but it was a good kind of slow. It got you to the characters, and I like the feel of that last issue, like the atmosphere, I guess you'd say. Yeah, this is just as good as the previous 2 volumes, and definitely one of the better New 52 books, along with Aquaman and Flash, and of course Batman and Batgirl, and there's a lot of examples. That Justice League one I've heard that Justice League one I really enjoyed when I read it way back when. This one I'm going to get a lot of hate for, but I thought this is just okay, and I thought it kind of it was underwhelming. It's just kind of like, like, really, there's no point to this. So for this one, I kind of have to tell you the story of it. It's about this guy named Clark Kent, not that Clark Kent. That's how they are. That's how they are. Literally, they're like, he's Clark Kent, but not that Clark Kent. He's a different kind of Clark Kent. He still gets the Superman powers, but he's a different Superman. It's like, okay, so what do they do with the character? And they're like, he meets someone named Lois, who also is named Lois Lane, and she's also been ridiculed by her name. She's also been made fun of because her name is Lois Lane, and everyone makes jabs at her. Like Clark Kent, he saves some people. He doesn't want to tell people a secret, like Superman. He works for journalism, like Superman. He and then they go off on a trail, and I'm like, so what is the point of this book? And they're like, it's a love letter to Superman. And I'm like, okay, what else? Like what's the point of making this 45 pages plus per issue? And they're like, to make you feel like it's 80 pages. I'm like, it's exactly how it feels. It actually feels like 100 pages. This book was so slow. Like, it's literally like, how do you make Superman? Like, I get like they're trying to make this like story like entertaining. They're trying to make the story kind of like different. Like, oh, this is like a more grounded Superman. It's like, yeah, we've gotten that before, and this was in 2004. So that's in 1986. It was not interesting to me. Nothing about this book was all. I mean, it was a little bit different than Superman is, but it wasn't interesting to me. I don't know why it's got a 4.2. This is boring, and I'm not gonna read that Batman one. It's heard it's even worse. At least the Batman one sounded interesting to me, because it's about this. From what I can tell, it's like this about this kid who idolizes Batman, and he really needs Batman at this time, and he's like suffering in his life, and I think he was like his parents were gotten murdered too, and he really wanted Batman to save them. It's like one of those kinds of stories, and that sounds interesting. This one is just follow this kid who has the same name as Superman, has his superpowers, and yeah, part of it was interesting, some of it was interesting, some I liked, some I didn't like. The thing that really bogs down this story is the narration. If they had took out the narration, I would probably like it a lot better. But the narration makes this book super, super slow, because the character moments are what makes this story really damn good. This isn't bad, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's okay. I would give it like a 3 out of 5 stars, 7 out of 10. Like, it's still positive. It's still pretty high score. I still do recommend that you read it, and again, form your own opinion. But the narration just bogged the thing down. It made it feel, again, it made 40 pages feel like 80 pages, which 40 pages is already a lot for a book. And you got, yeah, that one I just didn't like. Then you got Deadpool versus Punisher. This one was okay too. It was just kind of like I feel like they could have done a lot more with these characters, but they didn't really do it. It was just kind of like a kind of fun little romp. I would recommend you get I recommend you get it at your local library if you really want to read that. I did. And finally, we have Happy by Grant Morrison. It's pretty good. It got better as it went along, but a bit too dark at times. I mean, it's dark material, but I liked it. I've heard the series. From what I can tell, the series is a lot better though. So I'll probably just watch the series. Although it's a 4-issue limited series, so I already finished it. So I don't know. I said like it was a volume 2 or something. But yeah, that's it. How long did it go for? Wow, 35 minutes. All right. Half of that was spent talking about this, and not even talking about this, but half of that was talking about other stuff. So all in all, let's do a speed round. Gonna give a second chance to that, maybe. I don't know. Give a second chance to that. Pretty good. I want to get into Super Sons now. Really damn good. One of the best that I've read. I mean, recent years, not years, but like as of recent. Along with this one, really damn good. Probably the best of the batch. Lame too. Meh. It's okay. That is a word, by the way. Meh. Slow burn, which is what that Batman book shouldn't be. The best of the stack. And again, and I also highly recommend, obviously. Good. Petty, maybe? Small-headed? Really damn good, just as good as the other ones, if not a little bit better. Disappointing. Alright. And good. Forgettable. Hopefully I'll have a stack of books to show you tomorrow. 19 books. Oh, I didn't end it. Good. Okay, so, one last thing. Kindle and Comixology had a sale on the Books of Doom by Ed Brubaker. I've heard it's a really damn good series. I did end up buying it. Spoilers for the story. But it took forever for it to be on Amazon, and it's Kindle and Comixology. Gotta love Amazon. And because of that, I now have a 7-day free trial of Comixology, which I didn't want because it's an overwhelming amount of comics, and no matter how much I read, which is well, not no matter how much I read, because obviously I read everything, but no matter how good the books I read are, I'll always feel like I missed out on something. So there's a bunch of them for free. Like all of Rick Remender's Punisher run, a bunch of Avengers books. Just like, it's everything. I didn't want that because it's so overwhelming. I don't like that overwhelming feeling of having billions and billions of digital shit available for me for free. Obviously, if I opened my door one day and there was thousands of packages of Marvel, DC, Image, and a bunch of comics, I don't know why I said it like that, of like a bunch of comics I've always wanted, that would be awesome. I already have a huge problem with digital. I don't like digital. I don't hate it, because again, I bought that book from Amazon. The only times I really buy something digitally is if it's on sale, if it's out of print physically, which is both for Books of Doom, yeah, if it's on sale, or if it's like super cheap, like if it's $10 digitally and $30 for physical, or $20 physical. Those are the only times I usually buy it. That's it.